Now, the verification of results from Kenya's 2022 presidential election continues at the Bomas of Kenya amid anxiety among Kenyans. The commission has until August 16th to declare the winner of the 2022 presidential election. This as religious leaders have come out to call for patience and peace as the results are tallied. IEBC is expected to verify all the 290 Form 34Bs before declaring the winner of the election, and so far forms from more than 65 constituencies have been verified. Good evening and welcome to News Updates this hour. I'm Tony Omonde. Let's begin this particular broadcast with an update from the Ministry of Education, where the ministry has once again pushed the school reopening date to 18th August, that is Thursday next week, as the electoral process continues in the country. In a statement by Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha, the decision has been informed by expert advice now that the process of tallying of ballots is still ongoing. The ministry had earlier this week announced that schools will reopen from Monday 15th, but the date has now been changed to 18th of this month. This further puts pressure on the school academic calendar that was already disrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The communication by the ministry supersedes any earlier communication on the reopening of basic education institutions in the country. Now back to matters election. The Evangelical Alliance of Kenya, EAK, has called on Kenyans to maintain peace even as the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission continues the tallying of ballots. Speaking during a media briefing in Nairobi, EAK chairperson Dr. David Oginde called on the electoral body to conclude and announce the results of the presidential election to finish the anxiety already building up among Kenyans. The alliance has also called on politicians to create a peaceful environment and avoid utterances that can incite unrest. Let's listen in to more on what the body had to say.
To the IEBC and other electoral process actors, the EAK wishes to appreciate the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission for the effort made thus far in facilitating transparency in the electoral process and the security agencies for maintaining law and order throughout the process. Our observers noted several concerns, most of which were isolated cases. This will be shared for attention in our electoral process. We are calling on the IEBC to finalize on the tallying process in order to address the prevailing anxiety which is engulfing the citizens. We need to quickly bring this election exercise to completion and resume our normal schedules for everyone to enjoy peace and their lives. We encourage the IEBC to continually update Kenyans on progress, including possible timelines for concluding the process to minimize anxiety among Kenyans. We do appreciate that the due diligence that is being applied in this process is necessary for credibility, but we appreciate that Kenyans are also getting anxious. To the other electoral actors, we call upon you to execute your duties objectively for the good of this nation. Thank you. Let me allow our women leader to read the next section of our statement. Oh, we change it? Okay. Just a moment. Mind your feet, eh?
to the politicians and their supporters, we take this opportunity to applaud the candidates for upholding the rule of law during the campaign season. We urge all the leaders who have been elected and those who did not win to urge their constituents to remain calm and peaceful. We implore the political actors at the presidential level to bear in mind that in any competition, there can only be one winner. We urge you to prepare your political basis for final election outcomes. In the event of a justifiable dispute, we urge you to follow the judicial processes for redress. We ask the political players to desist from indirect or direct declaration of election results before official IEBC declarations. We should all allow the body mandated to carry its work uninterrupted and avoid utterances that can incite or trigger emotions among the Kenyan public. We also urge responsible use of the social media by various actors and caution against information and disinformation. Message to all Kenyans. The Evangelical Alliance takes this opportunity to call upon all Kenyans to continue embracing one rich heritage through respect for diversity and peaceful coexistence. All Kenyans belong to Kenya, and we are calling upon all the citizens to remain peaceful as we journey through the tallying process and await the announcement of the final results by the IEBC. To the youth of Kenya, we commend you for being calm and embracing the future ahead of you with many possibilities beyond elections. We urge you not to indulge in any activities that might ruin your future, including abuse of alcohol and drugs for short-term gains. We urge you not to participate in any form of violence. We urge that our actions protect and uphold the dignity of women, children, and the vulnerable in the society. We have no other nation, and we are called upon to be stewards of our homeland, Kenya. Let our actions be responsible as we seek to work towards a cohesive nation. Finally, God has been gracious to this nation in this electoral process. We need to honor God and uphold peace and unity as we build our nation towards a cohesive society and a prosperous future. May God bless Kenya. May God bless our nation. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Christ is the Answer Ministry Sit-in Bishop Callisto Odede has lauded politicians that have come out to concede defeat in the just concluded election, saying this is a good gesture and a good example to other countries in the continent. Speaking exclusively to Hope Media, Odede called on Kenyans to maintain peace during this tallying period. Let's listen into his speech.
It's taken a little long in terms of us getting the final announcement, but I do think we appreciate the way Kenyans have maintained and sustained peace, that they have not in any way at all been given over to violence. As a matter of fact, Kenya has become the envy of a number of countries in Africa, the way we have maintained peace. We appreciate the politicians, those who lost, who have actually come out and conceded defeat and even embraced those who have won. This is extremely, extremely important. And as we continue on to wait for the final announcement by IEBC, our encouragement to all Kenyans is that we continue to maintain peace. In an election like this, sometimes we vote for 6 people during an election, and not all the 6 people that we vote for will win. Some of them will win and some of them may lose. And among the people who might lose are also the presidential candidates. And so if our presidential candidate lose, I think as Kenyans, we need just to come out and continue maintaining peace and appreciating the fact that we are one nation and there is one winner only, and he will become our president as a result of that. And to go a step further, I do think at this period of time, most of us who are serving the Lord, particularly the clergy, it's a time when a number of people are hurting. Some of them have lost their wealth because they were campaigning, and so as the clergy, I think we do need to be available in order to just offer counseling, support, and encouragement to all people in such an atmosphere that it does not appear like we are siding with one side, but in a situation where we are rallying the entire body and the church together. It is important for us to be available and create such an atmosphere that people can still come to our churches regardless of their political affiliation, because that's the important thing. We represent God, we represent a greater kingdom more than just a political party. And so, fellow clergy, when a time comes, if it should come to that we need to be mediators, we need to be a group of people who are acting and working in such a way that people can take us seriously, because if we side with one party, then it means we lose the credibility to mediate if there is a need for mediation here in Kenya. And so may God bless us all as we continue to just rally one another and walk this journey together without fear, but embracing those who are winners as our leaders in the coming days. God bless you.
Moving on, the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance Deputy Presidential Candidate Martha Karua has called on elected leaders under the coalition to now turn their focus on the Presidential Tallying Center to ensure transparency. Speaking during the hosting of the First Elected Leaders Conference at the KICC in Nairobi, Karua exuded confidence that the coalition will emerge victorious. Coalition partner Kalonzo Musyoka lauded those elected and those who failed to capture their seats, saying that should they win, everybody will be accommodated in the Azimio government.
It's a matter of time. It is not a matter of time. We thought we should have this get together because the country was getting nervous. Now the country can see the true leadership. Tujipigie makofi. And I agree that our true heroes and heroines are brothers from the Mount Kenya region. Jeremiah Kioni and the team, we know you are not victims, you are the true victors. And so now, my friends, we have majority members of parliament. As Azimio la Umoja, that's a fact. We have majority governors. So we had to debunk this thing which was circulating in the social media to the contrary. And we are just waiting now. We are confident. We are confident of a win. We cannot announce, we are not Chebukati, but we know that justice is going to be done.
We have 24 governors at the moment. If you add Mombasa and Kakamega, whose by-election is coming later, you will see that we have strength around the country. If you look at our competition, they are just at about 130 members of parliament. When I last counted, even if it improves, it will not come anywhere near what we have. So even without anybody telling you the numbers, with those numbers of members of parliament, of governors, of senators, we have 23, they are one up. But if you look at everything, including all the other seats combined, there is no way the tally can be against us. And by the way, we have tallied. It's just that we do not have the power to announce ourselves, because the forms were on the portal, and we took copies and we tallied, and we know where we are. And we know if we had the power, by now we would have called it for ourselves. But we will wait. We will wait for that announcement. But please be upbeat. Know that Kenyans did give us the opportunity to steer the nation, and we are waiting for the official seal of approval. Our coalition is Azimio la Umoja. That work of unifying Kenyans, you saw the map there. We've taken a step, but that's just the beginning. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to ensure that the people we serve get the benefits of the taxes that they pay.
Away from that, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, has reviewed the results process flow to ensure faster processing and tallying of results. Speaking at the Bomas of Kenya, IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati said the current process is slow and tedious and has seen returning officers wait for hours for processing. The returning officers have been instructed to hand over their forms to the Presidential Returning Officer and will visit the ICT desk for verification of Form 34As against the physical ones. As Chebukati says, the Commission should be done with the verification process for returning officers by the end of today.
We have a lot of work to do to build the spirit of one people, one nation, so that we first and foremost consider ourselves Kenyan and then our communities and the rest. Because it's not wrong to acknowledge our diversity, to acknowledge the various communities we are coming from. That's our heritage, we are proud of it, but we must always emphasize our oneness as a nation. And that is what we represent as Azimio. And that is why even during the campaign, we promised to look after everyone, including those opposed to what we stand for. Recognizing that they are Kenyans, we said we shall look after everybody.
I do apologize for that mix-up there. We'll be able to give you the right video for that particular information shortly. But right now, we want to move to other political happenings in the country and looking just at the losers and the winners of this election 2022. Now, losers in the position of member of National Assembly elections in Nyali constituency have opposed the outcome of the polls. The candidates have hinted that they will challenge the results at the High Court. The aggrieved losers claimed widespread electoral malpractices that tilted results in favor of the winners. They alleged that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC officials and security officers were compromised to favor winners in Nyali MP seat. In Nyali, 7 candidates disputed the outcome of the parliamentary election in which incumbent Muhammad Ali retained the seat with 32,988 votes, led by Said Abdallah of ODM, who polled 18,642 votes. The candidates accused IEBC of favoring the winner and police of allegedly failing to deal with cases of violence and irregularities. Another disgruntled candidate, Eric Gitonga, who is independent, alleged that all his agents were locked out from the 195 polling stations in the constituency and that he was surprised by the outcome of the vote.
Yale ambayo yamefanyika Nyali, hakukuwa na uchaguzi wa halali. Kwa sababu wewe niambie, voter turnout ilikuwa iko very low. Hakukuwa na watu wengi wa kupiga kura. Ati sisi tunaambiwa kwamba ati yeye amepata kura 32,000 votes, Said Abdallah amepata 18,000 votes. Kwa wapigaji kura gani? Na hawa ndugu zangu wengine ambao ukijumlisha zote zinakuja almost 53,000 votes. Kwa wapigaji kura gani? Hapa kama ni turnout na vote zote zilizopigwa kura ni 28,000 votes. Ambao sisi tuko na hesabu zake. Leo waambiwa Muhammad Ali ampiga 32, mimi nimepiga 18, hawa wengine wamepewa 1,100. Hakukuwa na turnout hiyo. Kwa hiyo IEBC ni uhakika kwamba wao walikuwa candidate wao ni Muhammad Ali.
We did not have fair election in Nyali because what happened is crazy, because the turnout was low and we are getting somebody getting that 2,000. We cannot know where those votes came from, because like me, I've campaigned and I was with my friends campaigning with Yasenuli and even Saido here. We did not see that turnout that could lead to that kind of number. I called Halawa, I even sent him a message saying that I'm not going to concede defeat on this because I don't believe I can get 1,000 votes in Nyali.
In stream 6 of NITA, the number of people who voted and the ballot papers were not tallying. There were more ballot papers than people who voted. But you send a complaint, and in this country you send a complaint to people who have held the system by the balls. Then you do not know where to go to. So you let it be and say, let's live to fight another day. But I'm glad they've called this press conference so that we can really express what we saw on the ground.
Now in Makueni County, Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. has clinched the governor's seat on a Wiper Party ticket, garnering 214,088 votes. Mutula was followed by independent candidate Patrick Musimba with 62,252, David Ombuo of ODM with 8,378, Emmanuel Mutisia of UDA got 2,929, while Anderson Kaloki got 843 votes.
Watu wa Makueni tutafanya yale yawezekani, tutasema yawezekani, lakini hatutakubali kwamba kuwe kuna uzembefu wa kazi ama kudanganya wananchi.
I really want to thank God for giving me an opportunity to serve the people of Kenya and the people of Makueni as an elected senator. I waited to be sworn in by the speaker, by the clerk of the Senate. I also want to really thank the people of Makueni for first having elected me as a member of parliament for 10 years.
All right, moving on, Likoni Member of Parliament Meshi Mboko has defended her seat in the just concluded general election. Mboko balloted 15,997 votes to secure a second term in office. Her closest rival, Mohamed Mwalimu Mwahima, son of the late Likoni MP Masood Mwahima, came second with 10,238 votes. Mwahima was running on a United Democratic Alliance UDA party allied to Deputy President William Ruto. The results were announced by the IEBC Likoni Constituency Returning Officer Margaret Wakesho at the Constituency Tallying Center at the YWCA Hall. The constituency has a total of 94,764 registered voters spread across the 5 wards of Likoni, Bofu, Timbwani, Mtongwe and Shika Adabu. Former Garissa Governor Nadhif Jama has made a political comeback after flooring his political rival Ali Korane of Jubilee by garnering 69,342 votes. Korane, who came second with 26,148 votes, had on Wednesday alleged, without evidence, a plot to rig him out of the race in some constituencies. The results were announced by the county returning officer Abdi Wahab Hussein at the Garissa University Tallying Center. Speaking to the press after being issued with the declaration certificate, Jama thanked the electorate for their trust in him. He assured the residents that he will strive to serve them equally and offer the best services. Jama ran his campaign on a platform of bringing change and restoring hope to the residents, accusing his opponent of not only failing to build on its development, but also failing to offer crucial services like proper healthcare and water.
Adan Nadhif Jama, 69,342. 69,342. Baro Deko Mohammed, 13,602. Haji Dair Abdullahi Mohammed, 475. 475. Hassan Yusuf Ahmed, 341. Korane Ali Buno, 26,148. I therefore declare Nadhif Jama Adan as the duly elected governor for Garissa County. Congratulations. Congratulations, Mheshimiwa.
I appreciate what were Garissa voted, the ones who elected me and those also who not elect me. I am their governor and I will serve them all very, very well. We are starting, as you all know, we are starting afresh. We will bring back Garissa to the glory that it deserves to be. Tumefanya kazi kubwa sana, watu wa Garissa watafurahi, kama ni maji, kama ni healthcare, kama ni education, kama ni urban services, we will serve the county very well.
Nawashukuru watu wa Garissa kwa kunipatia nafasi hii kwa mara ya pili. Namshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kwa kunionyesha njia ya sawa, kwa kunibariki na kuniletea rahma yake na kuniondolea kila la shari na kumjalia la kheri. Namshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa hayo yote. Yangu ni kutoa shukrani ya dhati kwa watu wote wa Garissa, wote wale ambao walinipigia kura na wale ambao hawakunipigia kura. Ninawashukuru kwa kujitokeza kupiga kura na nawashukuru pia kwa kunipatia nafasi hii kwa mara ya pili kuwa senator wa Garissa County.
Let's now get back to our earlier story where we told you that the IEBC has reviewed the results process flow to ensure faster processing and tallying of results at the Bomas of Kenya. Wafula Chebukati, who is the IEBC chairperson, said the current process is slow and tedious and has seen returning officers queue for hours for processing. The returning officers have been instructed to hand over their forms to the presidential returning officer and will visit the ICT desk for verification of Form 34As against the physical ones. Let's listen into what Wafula Chebukati had to say.
The Commission has observed that the process being undertaken is taking about 3 to 4 hours to process one returning officer. So far, we have 265 returning officers who have reported to this center, the National Tallying Center, and approximately 141 returning officers have been processed, leaving 124 who are still on the queue, as you can see on this side. As a result of this process flow, some of our returning officers have stayed here for 3 days, sitting on those chairs, which is totally unacceptable. So in order to optimize the process and guarantee faster processing of the results, and to be able for us to meet our constitutional timelines for processing of the presidential results, the Commission has reviewed the results process flow as follows. 1, the returning officers who are on the queue shall proceed to hand over the original results to the National Returning Officer immediately after this announcement.
All right, let's now move to Thika. Now, former Thika Town MP Alice Ng'ang'a has defeated Bishop David Kariuki Ngari Elias Gakuyo to recapture the seat she lost in 2017. Alice Ng'ang'a, the United Democratic Alliance candidate, garnered 59,575 votes against Gakuyo's 24,637 votes. Anne Mwikali came a distant third after she got 2,123 votes, while Juma Hemedi, an independent candidate, only managed 1,495 in the race that had 11 candidates. Gakuyo, the ruling Jubilee Party candidate, had staged a fierce fight for the position against Wambui, who had been trounced by Patrick Wainaina in 2017. While accepting her victory at Thika High School, the area's main tallying center, Wambui said, while the journey has been tedious, Thika voters' resolve to have her back was enough evidence that they have been desiring better leadership.
Returning officer hereby declares that Alice Wambui Ng'ang'a of ID number 146-97047 has been duly elected as the member of National Assembly for Thika Town constituency in the election held on the 9th day of August 2022. Signed by me, Michael Mwose.
again for this opportunity and for restoring me again to lead the people of Thika and the entire nation. I would also want to thank the people of Thika because of the love and the support they accorded me during this time, the campaign period, and even now. And I also want to tell them we will do as promised. We have promised and we will deliver. They give us time. Niliwaambia tukiwa mashinani tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8 wacheze kama hao, na mimi kutoka tarehe 10 nitacheza kama mimi. So I told them I'll open the doors for them. They are ready to come and I'm ready to serve.
Now, Narok gubernatorial aspirant Moitalel Ole Kenta has refuted publication on local dailies that he had lost in the gubernatorial election. He had lost the gubernatorial seat to his opponent Patrick Ntutu. Kenta, who spoke to journalists at his Narok office, said the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, had suspended results from Kilgore's constituency where he believes he has won. Kenta alleged that the polling and tallying of the votes in the county was marred with malpractices, and 5 cases were in court where presiding officers had been compromised. Meanwhile, tension is high in the county as supporters of Ntutu were seen celebrating in the streets of Narok town, while those of Kenta were camping near the Masai Mara University awaiting the IEBC announcement.
Kwa mfano, kuna watu ambao wamewekwa jela, ambao wamestakiwa kwa kuchukua kura zangu na kumwekea Ntutu. Kuna mahali nyingi ambapo hata baada ya hiyo kura zote zangu kuibiwa, kwa mfano kuna zaidi ya stesheni 200 ambayo zaidi ya kura 40,000 yangu imewekewa yule Ntutu ambaye tunapingana naye. Kwa hivyo hesabu ikifanywa ni kama walichukua kura zangu zaidi ya 40,000 ama 50 na kumwekea binzani wangu. Na hiyo ilifanywa na POs na hata agents wengine ambao walinunuliwa. Lakini wananchi wanajua ni kura gani nilipata, na hiyo kitu haiwezi kwenda namna hiyo. Kura ya Kilgoris ilihesabiwa, lakini haijajumuishwa pamoja, na imekuwa sababu ya hizo fujo ambazo zilitokea, ama kwa sababu ya kutosikizana kwa watu wangu na Ntutu. IEBC ilisema hiyo kazi simamishwa hadi Jumanne ijayo. Kwa hivyo hakuna kitu imeendelea. Ntutu hajakuwa mshindi, hajashinda, ni uongo anafanya. Kwa hivyo ningetaka kuhakikishia wananchi wa Narok na Kenya kwa jumla kwamba Ntutu sio gavana wa Narok, na mimi ndio ngoje sababu nitatangazwa kama gavana wa Narok. La pili ni kuomba watu wa Narok wawe watulivu, hasa wale watu wangu ambao tumekuwa pamoja kwa kampeni hizi zote, na tunajua tulipewa kura ya kutosha na jamii ya Narok.
In Embu County, Cecily Mbarire of the United Democratic Alliance is now the governor-elect. She becomes the 7th female governor-elect after garnering 108,610 votes, defeating Lenny Kivuti of the Development Empowerment Party, DEP, who got 105,246 votes. Emilio Kaduri of Jubilee garnered 3,870, and Jagi Kumantha of DP garnered 1,676 votes. Speaking after being declared winner, Mbarire said she is grateful to God for helping them win. She also thanks security agencies for ensuring peace in the county during the election process. In Mombasa County, Mohamed Faki retained his seat after being declared winner in the contest for Mombasa senatorial seat. The politician and lawyer who vied on an ODM ticket garnered 110,040 votes, while his closest competitor, Hamisi Mwaguya of the United Democratic Alliance, got 76,069 votes in a race that attracted 14 candidates. This is the second time he has been elected for the seat after first winning it in 2017 election. In his speech, Faki said he is familiar with the job and promised to deliver better for the second term. On the woman rep seat, ODM candidate Zamzam Chimba Mohammed was elected after garnering 116,008 votes, followed by UDA candidate Fatma Barayan with 83,141 votes, while the third slot went to Amina Abdallah of the Jubilee Party with 35,640 votes.
Tulikuwa wagombea 14, lakini wote wameramba lolo na mimi ndio nimeibuka mshindi katika pambano hili. Nichukue pia fursa hii kuishukuru chama chetu cha ODM na kiongozi wetu Baba the Fifth kwa kutupa fursa kugombania kwa tikiti ya ODM. Kwa hakika tumethibitisha kwamba ODM ndio chama ambacho kina umaarufu zaidi katika kaunti ya Mombasa. Nafikiri kitu ambacho kimebakia ni kiti cha ugavana tarehe 23 ambacho pia tunaahidi kukichukua kama ODM. Niseme tu kwamba nimeweza kupata uzoefu wa kutosha kuhudumu kama senator kwa miaka 5 ya kwanza, na miaka hii 5 mingine nitaweza kufanya huduma hiyo bora zaidi kuliko vile ambavyo tumeweza kufanya.
Mimi nataka niwaambie wakazi wa Mombasa, Mama Zamzam nimepangia vijana mambo mazuri sana. Katika yale tulikuwa tunazungumza katika manifesto yangu, mambo ya ajira, mambo ya entrepreneurship, mambo ya rehabilitation center, hayo mambo yote nimepanga kwa vijana katika kiti changu cha kina mama. Kina mama nimewapangia biashara kemkem. Kina mama wa Mombasa, mulikuwa maisha yenu yako chini, mulikuwa mmesaulika, lakini Mama Zamzam mimi nataka niwaahidi kama nilivyoelezea, nimepita na mshukuru Mungu na nitawanyanyua. Kwa hiyo kaeni tayari na vikundi vyenu, tutakuwa tuangalie masuala ya biashara, masuala ya afya, girl child, tuangalie wale waliopata mimba za mapema kabla hawajamaliza skuli, ni walipia school fees warudi mashuleni.
And in Nyeri County, Mutahi Kahiga has been declared winner of the just concluded election. Kahiga was defending his seat and will now serve for a second term.
I hereby declare that Mwalimu Edward Mutahi Kahiga of ID number 0583699 has been duly elected as the county governor for Nyeri County.
As I stand here today, having received the highest number of votes in this election by the people of Nyeri, I am indeed very, very humbled before God, because it is God who has done it for us. Secondly, I would want to say that I honor and respect the people of Nyeri because they have not let us down. 5 years of grueling work, dedication and commitment to this mother county has rendered results, and we are proud that the people of Nyeri have chosen work over everything else, commitment over everything else.
Waisanji Mazi, FT 3,372. Wamatinga, Wahome 221,600.
I want to start by thanking the Almighty God for giving us the opportunity to serve the people of Nyeri, for giving us the opportunity to conduct a campaign that was very, very peaceful. Secondly, I want to thank the IEBC for having conducted themselves very, very, very professionally. They have maintained a very, very high standards of the election. And finally, to thank the people of Nyeri, because during this electioneering period, we did not witness scenes of violence. People were peaceful. People listened to the ideology. They bought into a bottom-up economic model, and they voted overwhelmingly for UDA. I would want to make my personal commitment to the people of Nyeri that I want to make a difference. I want to promise them that I'll start dialogue with the other leaders.
Residents of Kisumu have decried delayed presidential results, saying they are getting anxious, though patient. Speaking to our correspondent, the residents say they will wait for the IEBC to announce the winner of presidential election. Meanwhile, they have welcomed Education CS Professor George Magoha's directive to push school reopening date to 18th of August.
Mwenyekiti bunge la wananchi Central Square. Uchaguzi ulifanyika 9th. Isachukua muda 4 days now. Nyewe isachukua muda, lakini tunaelezewa na tunaambiwa kila mara kwa mara eti kuna kitu ilifanyika enye si nzuri. Asa watu wanaumia, economy inaumia, lakini tunasema wafanye tu polepole, lakini watupatie kitu ya ukweli enye aina uongo ndani. Wacha watoetoe uongo. Sisi kama wananchi tuwe tu watulivu, tungojee matokeo, kwa sababu chenye tulipigia kura tulikuwa tunataka mabadiliko ya uongozi na mabadiliko ya maisha. Sasa kama tunaweza kupata hizo, lakini kwa upole, hakuna shida, kwa sababu haraka haina baraka, lakini pole ina maana kwa wananchi na Kenya nzima. Kwa hivyo hatuone ubaya wakiendelea hivyo, isipokuwa watutolee kitu yenyewe itaridhisha wananchi, itaridhisha wenye wapiga kura. Lengo lao ya maana ya kupiga kura, wenye walipigia kura wamepata chenye walipigiwa. Hiyo tu ndio maana ya hata ikichelewa tutangojea.
All right, with that, we've come to the end of this update this evening. We continue to wait the announcement by the IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati that will be happening anytime. We will be keeping you posted here on Hope TV News Watch. Many thanks for watching this particular update. Till next time, God bless. I'm Tony Omondi. Do enjoy the rest of your day.